All right, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? All right, so as you can see, I did change the name to the Boiler Room. So from now on, you guys have now entered to the Boiler Room, right? So the idea here is that we're going to try and find the hottest winning stocks of each and every day. That's the game plan, of course. So good morning to everybody. Hopefully we can find some good stuff. It seemed as if the market was a little slow today, but that doesn't mean we can't find some good stocks still. So, I always find myself saying it seems like the market's slow after we have those couple days where we see a couple 100% runners. So I think it's more of like a psychological thing that for those couple days, I'm used to seeing stocks move a couple 100%. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, well, we're not having 100% runners. The market's slow. So it's just kind of the mindset I think it pushes me in. Yeah, the Boiler Room is now in session, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let me go ahead and just start sharing my screen so we can crack and get into it and not waste anybody's time. All right. I actually spoke to a gentleman the other day, and honestly, I was so happy to hear it. It was kind of surprising is really what it was. But I guess he actually listened to me on his way into work because that was the only time he had. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. So that just lets me know that it's getting out there far and wide, that you're even listening to me while going to the car. I'm really stoked to hear that, honestly. Really blessed, honestly, is a better word to use. So let's see. So the first one I really had on watch, and here's another thing, guys, is more so I think you're going to have to help me a little bit out today and kind of keep the eyes on the market, just because I did have a little bit of a slow start this morning. And I had a lot of work to do yesterday, so I didn't have time to do what I normally do. So maybe you guys are going to have to scan the market a little bit and just see if anything pops up that I'm not aware of yet. But for the few penny stocks, or I guess you could say low floaters or whatnot that I have on watch, would be INO is one of them. So let's take a look here real quick. It can bounce back still. Actually, let's look at the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart looks a little better. All right, so real quickly, INO, it has a bigger float. It's 68 million. But on the flip side, so it has a 68 million share float, so it is a little bigger. I would like to see a little bit smaller of a float, but that's okay. If more volume comes in, then that float can kind of be washed. Now it has, when I checked, it was trading at about 300,000 shares of volume pre-market, 270 area. So that's okay. If you're looking at the chart, and for those of you on Facebook, you can search my name on YouTube, Connor Polifrone, and you'll be able to see my screen as I'm doing all of this. But INO, it was setting up okay. The idea here is we want to see it, and it might still do it. I'm going to go into a 1-minute chart now. It gives you a little better visual. So the idea here is that we want to see, just like yesterday, and I think it was maybe MTBC or it was SRNE. It may have been or RGSE. When I said, we want to see the stock make a new high, and that's what we want to see happen here. We want to see it squeeze through this little triangle area, and we want to see it set a new high, because as of right now, it's just downtrending. And if it continues on this path, it may never bounce back. But at the same time, it could end up bouncing back down here. So the idea here is we're going to watch INO to see if it can put in a new high or squeeze through this downward trend line. There's really no clear entry point, as we still have a ways to go till the market open. So again, this is one that has a 65 or 68 million share float, so it is a little higher. All right. So, and it also had some news this morning. All right. It had Benzinga released 2 press releases. Inovio highlights data from Zika vaccine study published, blah, 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 phase 1 results, blah, 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 don't really care, blah, blah, blah. All right. But the fact that Benzinga released the news, and the fact that it has the Zika vaccine, almost everybody, at least I would say in the United States, I couldn't speak for any other country, but a lot of people know what the Zika virus is. It was something that was kind of pushed. I would say it was a big scare. Maybe what was it, like a year to 2 years ago? Was it became really big? The Zika virus. I believe that's the one that if you get stung or bit by the mosquito and you get the Zika virus, it could be detrimental to women that are pregnant, and then it can have tendencies to disrupt pregnancies and the way babies come out and stuff like that, and it could pose a lot of issues. I believe that's the one, the virus. And the fact that the Zika virus or Zika vaccine is within the headlines, that's big, and a lot of people know of the Zika vaccine, so that could be a big catalyst there, right? Yeah, dangerous for pregnant ladies, exactly. So something like having the Zika vaccine within the headlines of the news press release that was also done by Benzinga, that poses a good catalyst for the stock, which could definitely make it move and bring in eyes and bring in volume. So just, it's always something to pay attention to the news, and the more understanding you have in the news, the better understanding you'll have in which direction the stock's going to move. So that is INO, and that's a $7 stock right now. Yeah, it's a worldwide problem for sure, no doubt. Definitely a worldwide problem. I just think, like, for whatever reason, it was like I just recently heard about it probably like 2 years ago, maybe 3, where it became a huge scare in America. At least that was the first time I heard of it, right? So yeah, we're definitely taking a look at CDNA, no doubt. All right, so let's hop over. We'll take a look at CDNA first. All right, so yeah, so CDNA was looking good. I was watching CDNA. I was watching it right, and it has some news this morning. Benzinga even released news on this one. Shares up 15% pre-market, price 4 million, 3-share offering at $4 a share. Okay, so it does have some news this morning. I caught it right here. I was watching it this morning just before it hit highs at 565. Now, it's kind of rolled over, and now it's kind of on a downtrend is really what it's doing. It's pretty clear, right? So this is the concept. We finally, we had the trend. We put in some lows. So this was then our trend. Our trend was like this. It was a really steep uptrend. So as soon as we broke that trend, put in a higher low, a lower high, now we have our downtrend. So this is how it's looking right now. See, now it's going to go even lower. So chances are CDNA might drop down. It doesn't look so strong right now. It's definitely worth keeping on watch. But I just don't, by the looks of this chart, it doesn't seem like it's going to have the strength to really bounce back. And I could be wrong, of course. I've been wrong before. I'm not perfect. But it just looks really weak right now. So let's give it some more time and watch it closely till market opens. And if it continues this sort of pattern, then I would probably focus your attention towards another stock that maybe we see value in, maybe like INO. Okay, the other one I was watching was APVO. I haven't looked at this one in a while. So yeah, this one just shot up out of nowhere to $3.20. And now it's just consolidating sideways. A little bit of light volume. Also, CDNA has a 20 million share float. I forgot to mention. So CDNA had a 20 million share float. When I checked, it was trading about 250,000 shares of volume pre-market. All right. Let's see. Public. Let's see. So APVO was another one I was looking at, which we have on the screen here, and I don't really like the chart setup anymore. It kind of looks a little weak. So far, and that's really all I had time to really go over was these 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just hop in, and again, we still have 3 minutes till pre-market really gets going. So just by looking at my scan, we have a new leading gapper, and the ticker is ONVI. Yep, ONVI is a new leading gapper, and let's go check it out. Okay, that looks like nothing I want to trade. So forget what I just said. ONVI is absolute crap. You don't want to mess around with that. CERS is another one down here. Okay, so this is a possibility. This could be a legitimate gap and go. Okay, so Benzinga even released news on CERS this morning. Serum announces first biologics license application approval for U.S. blood center customer with Intercept Blood system. So that could be worth watching, okay? Definitely worth watching. APVO is making new 52-week high above $3 mark. Yeah, that's what I seen on APVO. The $3 mark was its 52-week high. For sure, if you look into the 1 year on APVO, yeah, this is its 3-year high, or right there, sorry. 3-year high, it just hopped up to 320. So again, it may be a good thing, it may not, because once you get over 52-week highs, you really just have like half and whole dollar marks to go off for target pricing, and then you're kind of just hanging out in no man's land at that point. All right. Yeah, so I'll take a quick look at STRM. Yeah, Kevin, on Facebook, INO is definitely one I'm looking at for sure. So I looked at STRM earlier today. I looked at it, or yeah, earlier this morning, because of this big move it had, right? So we had a huge move, STRM. Good morning, Gene. We had a huge move on STRM yesterday, but it's failing. It failed to hold its high. So where I'm drawing this line, it never stayed in this area. It never made a new high. It never consolidated. All it did was just sell off, put in a new high here, and then continue down. So this is really the trend that we're seeing. Or actually, it's really like that, technically. So with that being said, it's possible we could see it jump. It just has to be over the 245, 247, 248, 250 area probably. Right now, pre-market, it doesn't look very strong. So I'm getting the assumption that today, yeah, Raymond, exactly. I believe you're talking about. The stock around STRM. Yeah, there's just no follow through there. It went up, but there was just complete disregard of what happened. Now, is that MYND? Let's see what MYND does. So I even looked at this one a little bit, but I don't like anything about it. The volume's low. It's very choppy. It's possible it could explode out of nowhere. I can't predict that happening, and I don't see the value yet. So, I mean, if you do, definitely keep an eye on it. I just don't at this time. I think that today is going to play out to be one of those days where a lot of these pre-market ones might fail, right? There'll be these gappers, and they just have no follow through, and we're going to have this obnoxious stock come out of nowhere and explode, and the only way you're going to be able to find that one is based on momentum scanners. But if you look, CDNA is coming back right now. It's trying to, at least. Right now, it's trying to get through that downward trend line, resistance trend line that I drew. And it's just barely making it through right now. So this so far is my biggest candidate for trading next to maybe INO. It's possible that INO can still have some life in it. But we'll see. You know, you never know, right? We'll see how they hold up. Let's see. MBOT, I mean, you can try and play MBOT. Like I said, I never ever really ever play a bounce. I don't care for bounces because bounces are kind of like a falling knife. And I mean, some people are fantastic at playing them. Sometimes I do, but they have to be extremely obvious they're going to happen. And with that being said, bounces can get a little scary. It's like catching a falling knife. If you really don't know how to trade them, I would stay away. I just don't trade bounces. And I wouldn't even say there's a bounce on MBOT right now. It's just kind of making higher, I actually caught this one right in here yesterday from my scanner. But, I mean, I would say watch it. It's clearly on like a little bit of an uptrend. It might hold that today. And so somebody said MY. So Raybo, you're saying MYND is going to have news coming soon? Let's see. Yeah, this thing hasn't had news in a while, so we'll see. I mean, it's more than likely it could do some cool stuff, be really great. Let's just keep an eye on it. RGSE. I would say RGSE is probably done. I don't see it really making any moves today. The move was yesterday, and that's the problem. Is I feel like a lot of people get stuck holding the bag on these. And you got to realize that holding stocks overnight is the riskiest thing you can do, especially when you're trading penny stocks. So I never recommend it. And you should always take your money off the table before the end of the day. Which, with that being said, that's why you've seen this huge drop right before the end of the bell. Why did this drop happen right before it closed? Because everybody sold their position right before the market closes because they don't want to hold overnight. And this thing dropped almost 50 cents right before the close. And that just goes to show that a lot of people who are trading this didn't want to hold it overnight. So I really recommend not holding stocks overnight. All right. Or some people hold it all the time. So I guess the better way to put it is you have to be very cautious on picking which ones you hold overnight. Because you could have stuff like this happen where you're trading CLSN, right? Imagine trading CLSN and you're the one who bought in up here. Next thing you know, market opens and you're negative. You were up, maybe 100, 300, couple $1,000, and now you're negative because you bought in too high end of the day, and then pre-market it just tanks on you. So that's why it's really just got to kind of be cautious. Yep. Lori, anything that's below $5 is considered a penny stock within the stock trading world, for that matter. Yeah, exactly, Kevin. Like you got to know, right? You have to do a lot of research before holding overnight and stuff like that. Wow. Okay. Ronak Modi, sorry for probably butchering your name, but we've gone over really 3 tickers I had. I had a little slow morning here. The 3 tickers are INO, that's INO, APV or APV, yeah, APVO, and CDNA. So I'll take a quick look at GNW real fast. See, like, maybe, I mean, it's possible that it's finally found its bottom at 312 here, right? And now it's trying to turn around. But there's really no pre-market action right here to tell me, based on the way that I trade, right? There's really nothing here pre-market that tells me it's going to be good. And that's why I'll just go over and focus my attention where there's more volume, the CDNA. And now it's trying to perform, and actually, what it looks like on a 5-minute chart is a 5-minute bull flag. There you go. So if you guys would like to see what a bull flag looks like, I'll redraw this for you. Oh, I don't want to. What am I doing? All right. Here is, yes. Here is a perfect example of a 5-minute bull flag where, the price goes up. We see it pull back a little bit. Maybe a little more than we would hope for, right? Oh, that's a bad drawing right there. Let me redo that. Like that. And now you have the flag. That's the flag, and then this is technically what you call like the pull. You see that? So this is your pull, and then that's kind of your flag, and that's the idea of the bull flag. And once the stock breaks out from this trend line, you've now confirmed that we're in a bull flag pattern, and you can expect that the price is now going to go in that direction. And then chances are it'll pull back again, similar to what it did previously, and then you'll see another bull flag, and then you'll see it run again. So that's the concept behind the bull flags. That's what we really want to see happen, is this hold up pre-market, and then we keep running like that. Hope that I mean, I'm not an artist, but it wasn't too hard to draw that for you. So I hope that makes some sense there as far as the bull flag patterns. Let's see. Okay, so I haven't looked at AVEO in quite some time, so we'll definitely take a look at that. And again, any of you guys here on Facebook, if you ever want, just go to YouTube site, search my name, same as it's displayed on Facebook, and you can see my chart as I draw trend lines and whatever else, right? AVEO 30-day chart is what you said. Are you looking at a 30-day, just 30-day 1 day? I'm assuming that's probably, I'll just go to a 20-day 1 hour. So it looks strong for sure. It's on an uptrend. There's no doubt about that it's on an uptrend. I do feel that if I'm looking at this 20-day chart, and here's the thing, right, is I'm a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. So for me to have to look back this far and predict a move, it doesn't make sense for me. But if you had my personal opinion, AVEO does look pretty strong. It does have like kind of a nice chart here. It's not downtrending. It is uptrending, but it would have been nice to be in here. This is where it would have been nice to be in, because you have your support in this area. That's where your support was. This was the confirmation that here was the initial, let's see if support will hold up, and then this low, and then starts, that was your confirmation. This is where your entry should have been. At this point, even on a 20-day chart, you're entering back into resistance areas. So right now, it's probably not the best time to get into AVEO, because we had support in this area. We bounced. We set a higher low. This was confirmation of the new trend. This would have been a good entry on this day. Start riding it up. This, you're overextended off of your trend line support, and you're right into an area of resistance. So this is probably not a good time to get in, my personal opinion. Oh, Raybo, who's coming? Raybo, so hold on one second. So for me, I would love to know where you know that the news is coming, just because I want to know if I know that the news is coming, or where is it that you know that news is coming? Is it just off the site and they said that they're going to be releasing something about something in the near future? That's what I'm assuming you're going based on? Let's see, CPST. Let's look at CPST real quick. Oh, well, yeah, that's cool. So I looked at CPST. Again, if you made money on it, fantastic. Like Kevin, I see you're making some money on that. It's just a low volume stock. It's just not where my typical go-to, right? INO, Gap and Go. No, it's not holding up. MNKD. I looked at MNKD, I think. Okay, so I did look at MNKD. I would normally recommend MNKD to watch, and maybe you still should. I was thinking about recommending it, but the only reason I didn't recommend MNKD for a watch is the fact that it's pretty extended from support on its daily. So if you look over here, come on. It's pretty extended. It's about 50 cents. I mean, it's not too extended, but it's kind of extended. Or actually, sorry, it's about $1 from support at 354, and it's running right into a load of resistance. So you have all this resistance right here that MNKD is running into right now. So, I mean, look at that. You got, let me go back up a little bit. this is really where its resistance is at, right there. So it's getting very close to resistance. So again, watch it for maybe a break over resistance, but don't get, you know, impatient and hop in too soon, right? That's what I figured. News, like we're having a meeting kind of thing. Never, yeah, news about news. I would love to have news about news because then everybody would be on that, right? So, yeah, Raymond, you're right. If you're talking AVO data to be released early, okay. So, I mean, yeah, then it's a little outweighs. So we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Ty, I don't know why you can't sell your stock NETE either. It's possible you're restricted under pattern day trading rule, and that's why you can't sell it. I would imagine that's probably your reason, is you're restricted under the pattern day trading rule, and now you're having issues trying to sell your position, and that's probably what's going on there. So, oh, reverse split. Okay, so I haven't even been following NETE lately. I didn't even know that it did a reverse split, or if it doesn't even look like it did the reverse split unless I'm incorrect. Okay, so it did do a reverse split. So, well, first off, you can't sell your shares until pre-market's done with. So that could be a possibility. Yeah, exactly. Can't sell it open. So there you go. There you go. Exactly. It's pre-market. That's probably why you're running into the issue of not being able to sell. So, yep. Yeah, I guess NET had a reverse split. I never trade a reverse split. I don't. If anything, I would short a reverse split. You know, like this. I mean, chances are NET is not going to go up. It's probably going to go down. Most reverse splits go down. Reverse splits are just the you know, they basically tell you that a company is crap and they have to raise the price of their share, to make the company look a little bit more appealing. But I mean, that's what they do. They reverse the amount of shares on the market and they increase the price of their share price. It just basically means the company's bad. That's what that means. It means they lose money. So with that being MFMSL pre-buy, let's see, FMSA. Oh, okay. Let's take a look back at CDNA real quick, see how this is forming. Okay, so it didn't hold up very well. Now it's rolling over. It looks pretty weak. Let's see if anything has happened. I mean, so that's what I mean is today looks like a pretty weak start to the day. I'm not super stoked about it. I was going to say it's possible we'll see a pop on CLSN. I didn't want to recommend it because it's not very likely. Or was it CLSN or was it MTBC? I can't remember anymore. Yeah, no. So again, kind of a slow morning, slow start to everything. So we're just going to have to kind of wait and see how the market really plays out. Hopefully it does a little bit better than, you know, what's happening right now, you know. So again, like I said, it's a slow morning. It's kind of a slow start. There's things gapping up and nothing's really holding its highs. So I'm still going to watch CDNA for potential play. I really didn't have any short plays today. I really wasn't paying attention to shorting anything right today, and I had a late start to the morning, so is a portion of it. So with that being said, you know, don't rush a trade. The market really isn't, and that's why when I say don't rush a trade is you have to wait for the market to speak to you and give you something to trade. You know, being anxious and wanting to trade is different than actually, you know, should be trading, right? So just be patient and wait for something that actually sets up properly before taking your position. Yeah, I might end up shorting CDNA. You're right, you know. So with that being said, short ECYT, possible short on ECYT. ECYT, I think, has dropped back down to an area of support. I don't know if it's worth a short. So with that being said, you guys just, you know, take it easy today trading. I would suggest running, maybe the momentum scanner that I have on my YouTube channel. That's pretty efficient at picking up stocks throughout the day. That way you can hopefully find something that's worth trading. Because right now nothing looks super spectacular, right? So that's all I got for you guys today. I will see you tomorrow morning. I got, some stuff to do today, so we won't be back for the lunch break recap. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, stay tuned.